FM. أنت تستمع إلى ميكس FM. التالي ليش هيب هوب مع حسن.
الهيب هوب يعتبر للفئة اللي ما عندها صوت. شركات الإنتاج الطماعة غيرت كل هذا من أجل المال. استنوني معاكم حسان في برنامج السعودية الأول اللي يعتنى بالهيب هوب. ليش هيب هوب؟ الهيب هوب فن وحضارة. المشكلة أعزائي المستمعين إنه شركات الإنتاج والميوزك فيديوز يبغوا المال وهذا شيء أوكي، ممكن يكون عندهم هم يعني هذا شيء عادي. كل بزنس it's a business يعني at the end of the day. بس الاسنس اوف ات هي روح الهيب هوب اتاخذ، روح الهيب هوب الأصلي راح. بس في فنانين وفي فنانات بيسووا هيب هوب حقيقي واصلي في كل العالم، وهذا اللي نحن نسلط الضوء عليه. ستارشايلد أمير شاب مصري أمريكي، فنان شاعر وناشط اجتماعي. والدته صحفية وناشطة كمان. والده عالم اجتماع ومنظم. هو معروف باستخدام كلمات قوية لنقل الرسائل الإيجابية يعني تسليط الضوء على الطبقة التي تعاني وتكافح في جميع أنحاء العالم. هو ملقب بستارشايلد، فحنتكلم معاه باللغة الإنجليزية وإن شاء الله ينترجم إيش يقول. Starchild, السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
How are you, brother?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. You are live now on Saudi's first FM hip hop radio show.
That's great. Shout out to everybody.
How do you feel, I mean, given that Saudi Arabia, how do you feel about Saudi Arabia having a hip hop show that plays, the real hip hop?
I mean, I think that's incredible, A lot of people, they would never fathom that happening, in our area of the world. There's still a lot of people who don't know about, Arab hip hop.
Yeah.
And, especially positive Arab hip hop.
Amir, just for clarification, I mean, you're in the US, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the US have a problem as well of playing real hip hop, correct? The radios?
Oh, of course. Of course.
So it's an international, global problem.
Definitely. It's definitely a global problem. And I would say that, to be honest, even though the United States, of course, is the birthplace of hip hop.
Yes.
It's ironic that it actually has the biggest problem with, in my opinion, with playing positive hip hop, especially compared to, when you compare it to, a lot of people, they say, it's funny, they say hip hop didn't die, it immigrated.
Yeah. Yeah. What makes hip hop, because hip hop is a new genre here in Saudi Arabia, and like you said, the record labels, the music industry itself give hip hop a bad image. I mean, when you say hip hop in Saudi Arabia, people started thinking gangs, guns, bad language.
Yeah.
What makes hip hop a universal message, in your opinion, for the voiceless? Because I know you have a message. What makes it so special?
I think that what makes hip hop special, throughout history, almost all of the most popular forms of music, they came from the oppressed. They came from poor people. They came from people in difficult times and hard situations. Hip hop.
So it's a voice of the voiceless kind of thing.
Exactly. So I think that hip hop, of course, at its root, is something that is, was a venue for us, to get our voice out there. To
in your opinion, Amir, why do you think the question here rises? Why do you think the record label and the music industry itself are diverting from that? I mean, I'm sure positive hip hop can sell, right?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
So why do you think is it a way to degrade the minds? Is it a way to think that, you know, life is all about love and, you know? I mean, just to clarify my opinion here, I think what's important to say, for example, a person like Cool G Rap singing about gangster rap, he lived that life, and when I interviewed him, he was real. I'm not with people singing about gangs and they never been in a gang before, you know?
Of course.
So about you, Amir, I mean, what is it that attracted you yourself to hip hop, and since when you're using that platform?
Well, you know, I was born in the New York tri-state area, and I was raised in D.C. So hip hop has always been a part of my life. It's always been around me. You know, I've always been a listener and a lover of hip hop, but eventually, you know, being of the ethnic background that I am, and being from, you know, my family being from the part of the world that it's from, you know, I felt like it was a perfect venue to get our issues and our message out there. And I mean, there's nothing stronger than
a lyrical revolution.
Exactly. I mean, that's. I mean, you know.
How do you?
Fela,
I mean,
Fela Kuti said hip hop. I mean, Fela Kuti said music is a weapon. You know.
Yeah.
No joke.
And it's a positive weapon too. What? I mean, what do you think about the revolution in Egypt? How do you feel? You're half Egyptian.
I love it. You know, I feel like.
What did you feel when the president stepped down?
To be honest with you, I was crying.
Wow.
Because, you know, we could, you know, for so long, I mean, nobody ever, and a lot of people didn't expect that to happen, you know.
Right.
You know, people in my family, especially my mother, and a lot of people I know, we've, you know, always been outspoken about, you know, the human rights violations, things like that going on there. But we, you know, people didn't realize how close it was and how tensions were you know, how things were, you know, boiling to that point, you know.
Yeah.
So
Amir,
it was inspirational. I was so proud, you know.
Amazing.
I wish I could have been there to have been a part of it, but really all I could do at the time was,
hopefully.
You know, lend my support.
Amir, a couple more questions. How do you, what's the kind of advice that you would give young Saudi hip-hop artists that are listening to us right now? Because, you know, there are a big community over here. That's one. And would you collaborate with any hip-hop artists from Saudi Arabia?
Definitely. I definitely would. And my advice would be just to stay true to yourself, stay true to your heritage, and just keep it positive. Keep it positive, because to be honest with you, people want something different.
Yes.
And there's so much negativity out there that positive hip-hop is already becoming more and more attractive because it's a breath of fresh air in the environment we live in right now, you know?
Right. Amir, who was your inspiration growing up? I mean, hip-hop-wise. Who did you listen to?
There's so many, you know.
Give me top 3.
That's a hard one. Yeah. I would say Chuck D.
Wow, of course.
I would say Mos Def.
And what do you think? Okay, amazing artist. What do you think about? Amazing, man. What do you think about the people? And this is my final question before we debut the amazing track, "The Truth." What do you think about the people that say that hip hop is what they see on TV, the negativity, the gangs, the what do you tell these people?
I would say to look a little harder.
Okay.
I would say to, you know, broaden
because it's
your
out there
when it comes to hip hop. If you're judging hip hop based only by what you hear on mainstream
then it's not hip hop
and television, then it's not, you know, you can't judge it. You can't judge it by that.
Great.
You have to go deeper.
Amazing. Can you tell us quickly about the song that we're going to be playing now, "The Truth"? What does it talk about?
Basically, the song is just talking about it. Really, it's a kind of a critique of not just hip hop today, but just society in general, and how even the negative hip hop is a reflection of a negative society and the negativity in our society. You know, I always tell people, you know, if people would stop supporting negative hip hop, then you know, the artists are going to do what their fans want them to do at the end of the day. And a lot of them are going to do what sells. So if the people show them that that's what they want, then that'll change. You know, we have to change from within before we can change from the outside. You know.
Wow, philosopher Amir. Amir, it's been an honor having you here. And thank you, shukran jazeelan.
It was an honor to be on.
Do you have anything to say in Arabic?
Tahya Masr.
Oh, great. Inshallah, da'ima forever. Anything you'd like to say to your fans right now, you know, tuned in from all over the world? Anything, go ahead, before we debut.
I would just like to thank everybody for their support. You know, for an underground hip-hop artist, especially one that talks about things I talk about, it's definitely, you know, it's a struggle.
How can people reach you?
You can hit me up you can just look for me on Facebook, on my fan page, under just type in Starchild, or you can find me on Twitter under I Am the Starchild, or you can find my videos and things on YouTube under Starchild Media.
Great. Okay, The Truth being debuted right now. Thank you, Amir, Starchild.
Thank you.
Peace. Okay, خلينا نسمع أمير with The Truth.
Trauma to the head, but it's just a flesh wound. I promise it can be sold up. Tell them instead that they about to get fed and they should break out the bread, cause I'm putting out cold cuts. They turn away from the talk of liberation, cause the hearts of men are weak. It's in our nature, but time for enlightenment's movement. So many of us wanna be God, we don't even know how to be human. I was handing out the food to the homeless of my mother when hunger and malnutrition had my hair changing colors. Dad wasn't around, but that wasn't the problem. Spider-Man and Wolverine was my male role model. Every time Sister Rice was the only cuisine. It was good as hell cause it was prepared by a queen. Mama was a scholar, educated with a dream. Inherited the vision, the revolutions in my genes. I transform the minds with these alchemist rhymes. I show them more than meets the eye. The world's more than what it seems. The truth ain't shit if you don't show them what it means. We've been filled up with lies, now we busting from the seams. We used to take lighters, setting fire to the leaves, and we couldn't wait to burn them, so we pulled them off the trees. Cause we were so impressed by the power of destruction, cause it's the only power our society has seen. They never taught us the power to realize a dream. They taught us how to kill and treat women like shit, but they never taught us how to turn the leaves back to green. So I'm packaging the real talk, serving up the fiends on the corner, slinging truth from the pockets of my jeans. The truth is so fragile, in the wrong hands it could crumble in the dust and be swept into the shadows. Our leaders like farmers, the people like cattle. They lead us to the slaughterhouse instead of in the battle. I'm satisfied with the fakes, I know they waiting on me. They say you taking too long, why you be playing, homie? They know I shine when it come to crunch time. I'm the best, period, like gym class and lunchtime. The bullshit got them starving for the truth. The demand for that real talk is soaring through the roof. Tell them that the pharaoh is back at the end of the throne. I went from student to teacher, I'm in the class of my own. Did it? Don't be surprised and hit the ground with your jaw. I'm known to generate the buzz like the sound of a saw. So I'ma make a grand entrance to a round of applause and tell them assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Don't ask me what's the source of my anger and irritation when the auto-tuners become the voice of our generation. We accept invitations, the ones who deliver lies and stray away from the truth and deprive us of innovation. I excel, I give these niggas hell. My mind's in the realm where the visionaries dwell. I pollute the very well that sustains the wicked. I came to get it, these rappers, it's a shame to spit it. Strike fear in their hearts, tell the liars there's a new terror. The truth bearer is the wearer of the new era. Gorilla on the radio, my machine raiders feel the vibe like they touching magazine pages. Y'all don't hear me though, you know how the theory go. Hey, don't give a damn unless it's playing on the radio. The child of the Nile is supplying the flow the same way as the river that's inside his home. The establishment knows, that's why they acting so hateful. They know it's the beginning of the rain like April. It's like I'm breaking the law, how well I rhyme. If I bite my tongue, I take a bite of the crime.
Hip-hop, if put forward by courageous and visionary and highly talented artists, could be a serious force for good and justice and peace.